The big misconception a lot of people think, I can stamp it out like that. A lot of cases it's not like that. My name is Arnulfo Jr. Yeah.
Hello guys, it's @RollerBotCreator on Instagram and on Facebook.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Oh, good morning. We are heading out to Daughters and Sons Pizza. So, oh, look at that spider. I'm gonna do a photo shoot, Lynchburg Living. So we thought that we would have the lion and logo done and the van. So that'll look completed. Yeah, this is awesome. I gotta show you this spider. The size of this baby, she is just gorgeous. Let's see here. Am I getting her? Probably not. Anyway, she's kind of high up there. So Lisa is gathering the last few things together, and I think I got everything that we have. And then we're going to be heading out to Daughters and Sons. So we'll be out there and I'll show you what we're going to be doing today. Finishing up that logo. I'm really excited about that. It's a beautiful day today. Look at that sky. Isn't that gorgeous? Weather here is beautiful. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, good morning. Okay, so here's the deal. If you look at some murals, you can see that the eye or the mouth is kind of just slightly off. That can make or break a mural. And despite the fact that I have everything else that looks really good, that lion, which I'm working on, if it doesn't look proportionally right, it can kill the entire mural. This was taking me a little time to build up on it. And I'll admit, I'm a little apprehensive. But that's who I am with a lot of stuff when I'm kind of approaching that. The big misconception a lot of people think, I can stamp it out like that. A lot of cases it's not like that. This is one of them. This is where understanding color theory works. You don't have brown, so I had to take some blue and orange, because it's a complement, mix them up, and we have a nice chocolate brown. So anyway, here we go. So here's one of the drawbacks. When you mix latex, you really have to make sure that everything is mixed correctly, because what happens is sometimes the pigments are slightly different, and the vehicle that's in the pigment In some pigments, some are thicker than the other. Now when you mix the two, it can change its thickness. So even though it feels like it's able to go through the airbrush, it's still pretty rich. Compound that with some of the chunks that you get. I mean, it takes just something as small as the smallest minute little piece that's like this. That, well, hello. That's enough to, dude, that's enough to block the airbrush. And when I was blowing it through, chunks of orange were coming out, not brown. That means at the very bottom, it wasn't mixed. So now, Elisa's gonna clean the brush out, or clean the jar out. I'm gonna hit it with the white, but because it was rather lean, it's starting to drip. So I'm gonna let that dry a bit, and then I'll be able to go over it again. So I'm building up the line. It looks pretty cool though, huh? So let's see, yeah, you can see now his arm is done. I've just layered in a thin layer of the brown on top of that. I'm going to now add the shadows and highlights on the work. What I have to do is I have to let it set and dry, because here's the problem. Using the latex, I have to get it more of a lean when I mix the two colors, the orange and the blue. So it has to have a lean feel to it. In doing that, when it hits the wall, I can't use a large amount of it, or else it starts to run. So I have to layer it, almost dust it, let that dry, and then build up on that. It's a slower process. It's worth it though, because it comes out looking good. It won't run. So anyway, I'll probably give about 10 minutes for it to dry, and we're ready to go. I can't help but to think 60 years ago, this mural would have been done in oil. Could you imagine doing that in airbrush? No. We'll let that dry, and I'll be back. So almost finished. Last part we're going to do is going to come back tomorrow. We're going to work on the pizza, and then the windshield. We do have to skip out of here because I have lessons to teach. So we have to make sure that we're on schedule. So we were going to be out of here by 11, and we're right on schedule so far. So we'll be back tomorrow and finish this up, and the mural will be done technically, and then we're going to add other little surprises to the mural itself. So we're packing it up, and we will talk to you later.